Alright, now where is this wilderness going to be? Alright, this second wilderness. Remember, this is after America is destroyed and the Lord delivers his elect. Where is it going to be? Well, just like the apostles, our teachers of Great Millstone, we really don't know. Alright, the scripture doesn't say it's going to be here or China or this place, but one of the things that the apostles, our teachers of Great Millstone, say is it could very well be South America or Africa. Alright, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you this map. Remember, Isaiah 9:5, it tells you this is going to be a war with what? Burning and fuel of fire. Alright, so it's going to be a nuclear war. Alright, now if you look at this map that I've seen, alright, remember, it's not just about the nukes, it's about the aftermath as well. And if you look at different countries or places around the world, this map here shows you land territories covered by nuclear weapon free treaties. Alright, so basically places that have no nuclear weapons, no nuclear power plants, no stockpiles, etc. Alright, and one of the main places, and you see it here in dark kind of brown color, is Africa, the continent of Africa, and the Americas, mainly South America. Alright, I mean, look, there's nothing there. Nuclear weapon free areas. Alright, so that's one of the reasons why we speculate, from Elder Tahar and the apostles on down, that this wilderness, the second wilderness, which is in Ezekiel, alright, chapter 20, verse 35, is probably going to be maybe Central or South America, alright, or Africa, alright. And bear in mind that both of those places have loads of Israelites, but the main thing is they don't have nuclear weapons, nuclear stockpiles. They don't have nuclear power plants, because in a nuclear war, if you've got nuclear stockpiles and the enemy finds, the enemy knows where they are, hit those stockpiles, and the disaster, the nuclear disaster, the destruction will be even greater. All right, so that's one reason why we, from the apostles to the apostles on down, we speculate that it will be South America, all right, or Central and South America, all right, or Africa. And bear in mind that both of these places have huge amounts of Israelites there. Okay. Also, all right, South America. I think I put it in an article. All right, and this is what I got. In many cases about World War III, in many cases people make the error of looking at the military side we're talking about when it comes to World War III. All right, which will be a nuclear war. South America doesn't have any valuable targets for nuclear missiles, so it would remain largely unscathed. You see, so that is that's more proof that we speculate, that the wilderness will probably be in South America. Another reason is high UFO activities. It's a UFO hotspot. All right, a UFO hotspot. Okay, and you can Google it for yourself. You don't even need to Google it. Just go on YouTube and see sightings, UFO sightings, and see all those different clips and montages of UFO sightings in this year or last year or any time. Most of them is in South America. All right, in the Americas in particular. Who are they mainly there? Israelites, man. All right, so is the Lord possibly preparing the wilderness? Because remember, we know that the so-called UFOs are chariots. They're the Lord's angels. So why is it over the Americas, especially South America, is a UFO hotspot? Why is it that Amari Rivera, all right, Amari Rivera of Puerto Rico, an Israelite from the tribe of Ephraim, why is it that this man said he was abducted, all right, by UFOs? And he said there were black men in the ship, and they gave them a projection on a massive screen in the chariot about what is going to happen in the future. All right, you could look it up for himself, And when he was being interviewed, he said they were dark skinned. They had hair down to their shoulders, and he goes, they were very dark skinned, but they were not Negroes. And when he said it, he put his hand in his hair. Why? did he do that? Because the FBI, after this incident, when he was abducted, all right, when they dropped him off the ship, he took this picture. That was the chariot that was abducted him, and that is an air fighter jet from America that was surveilling it, and he took pictures of it, man. And he said afterwards the FBI came to his house, all right, and they said we want the pictures. They raided his house, you know, but he said I can't find it. They said, oh well, it's better you turn it over, and you could see his whole interview on YouTube, man. All right, and he said that they told him, and there was other people in the ship, other people from Puerto Rico, he said, and he said there's going to be one government on the planet Earth. Now, what does that sound like? Your New World Order. So these were angels, man. So the, South America, the Americas in general, but South America in particular is a UFO hotspot. They're seen there all the time. So could the Lord be preparing our people for preparing things for the wilderness? You know, it could be a possibility. All right. Now it could be Africa. We speculate, but we're bringing out the reasons why. Okay. And this map is a very good reason. Because remember, even once America is destroyed, other places get hit with the nukes. What's the aftermath? The fumes, the radiation. All right? America's going to be totally obliterated, and that's it there. So we need to be far away of that as possible. All right? So it would make sense that it would be here or in Africa. Okay? So bear that in mind, okay? Now let's get back, all right, because it says here, what, Ezekiel 20 verse 35, all right, and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and we've speculated where the wilderness could be, and there I will plead with you face to face. Now the word plead, I'll show you here, it means to judge, all right, plead. All right, so just like in the wilderness, all right, in the last wilderness when the Lord delivered us from Egypt, our people were being wicked, and guess what? The Lord judged them. All right, sinkholes, they were wandering around the wilderness of sin. You know, they were doing all kinds of wickedness. You know, complaining that you know, they didn't have the nice food in Egypt. You know, when they were slaves, they'd rather be slaves in Egypt and eat good than be in the wilderness and have food to sustain you, like manna from heaven. You know, they'd rather, you know, go back to slaves so they can eat good. You know, so the Lord put a lot of them to death. All right, now the word there is plead is shafat. All right, let's take it.
Strong's H 8199.
Shafet. All right, and that means to do what? To judge, to govern, to vindicate, to punish. So this is in the wilderness now. So the Lord is going to judge, govern, vindicate, punish. All right. Now you think to yourself, hang on, but here it is that it, you know, the elect is going to be saved. The ones that are delivered in the chariots, their body's going to be changed. We're going to be immortals. The new covenant's going to kick in. So, what is there to judge? Well, let's keep going on, and let's keep going on. And remember, all right, he goes to Isaiah 26 and 20. This is talking about the chariots, all right, delivering, the Lord's elect, and the remnant that He's predestined to be saved from the nuclear destruction. All right, come, my people. This is Isaiah 26 and 10. Isaiah 26 verse 20. Come, my people, enter into thy chambers. That's the chariots. And shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation is what? Righteous anger. All right, righteous judgment be overpassed. Okay, so we're going to be in the chariots, and we're going to see America being totally pelted with missiles. 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. Iniquity means sin upon sin. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Okay, so just bear that in mind. We'll be in the chariots, but when we come, down to ground zero, Earth, all right, we're gonna go into the wilderness. Okay, and we've just speculated where this wilderness might be. Okay, and it says, I bring you to wilderness, and there I plead with you face to face. All right, to judge. Now, bear in mind that the elect, the ones that go into those chariots, they're gonna be under this new covenant. All right, already. Okay, their body's gonna be changed like a twinkling of an eye, like the Bible says. All right, but let's keep going. Verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. All right. So did the Lord judge our people in the land of Egypt? Yes, He did. When we came out of Egypt and was, in the wilderness, our people were doing wickedness, worshiping the golden calf, murmuring against Moses. The Lord opened sinkholes to destroy our people. He put many of our people to death in that wilderness because of their a rebellious nature. All right, and the Lord's going to do that same thing again in the second wilderness. All right, and then it goes, so will I plead with you, saith the Lord. And the word plead means to judge. All right, okay, bear that in mind. Verse 37, and I will cause you to pass under the rod. What's the under the rod? That's this new covenant. And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. What covenant? The old one? No, of course not. The new one. All right. So the Lord is going to bring you into the bond of the covenant. Okay. All right. Verse 38. And I will purge out from among you the rebels. All right. So this is going to be in the wilderness, the second wilderness. After America is destroyed, the chariots come down and put us to the wilderness. This is what's going to happen. I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. All right, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Now, when did this happen in the past? Remember, Ecclesiastes 1:9 means nothing new under the sun. Back when we came out of ancient Egypt. All right. So when we come out of this spiritual Egypt, all right, which is America, all right, spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom, as it says in the book of Revelations. Remember why is it called spiritually Sodom? We know why. And why is it spiritually Egypt? Because the word Egypt is a Greek word. It means what? Bondage, man. All right. It means bondage. That's where we serve slavery. Okay. All right. So the Lord says He's going to purge from among you the rebels that transgress against Him. All right. And they will not enter into the land of Israel. Now this happened back then. All right. When we came out of ancient Egypt into the wilderness, it was only who was it? Joshua and Caleb. Of that generation that came, the Lord delivered out of the land of Egypt when we were slaves under the ancient Egyptians. Only Joshua and Caleb made it into the land of Israel. All right, this is Numbers 14 and 30. Doubtless ye shall come into the land. All right, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein. All right, and that land is where? The land of Israel. All right. So basically, the Lord is saying, doubtless ye shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save, meaning only, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, if I'm saying that, pronounce it correctly, and Joshua, the son of Nun. So only Joshua and Caleb out of that generation that came out of the land of Egypt was worthy enough to go into the land of Israel. The rest of them were judged in that wilderness and put to death. It's going to happen. The same thing's going to happen in the second wilderness. Now you're thinking, well, hang on. You know what? If we're going to be made perfect, and our body's going to be changed, and we're going to be under the new covenant, how can there be any rebels? Well, remember, this wilderness, whether it be Africa or South America, wherever the Lord puts this wilderness, there will be Israelites in this wilderness, all right, or Israelites left over, all right, who have not been put to death. Israelites who, the Lord has, whether the wilderness be in South America, whether it be in Africa, all right, and mind you, both of those places have loads of Israelites there, all right. So, are you telling me that the Lord's going to kill all Israelites? No, he's not going to do that, man. All right. So there's going to be some, wherever the wilderness is, there's going to be some Israelites that are going to be in the wilderness, all right, with the Lord's elect and all the other Israelites that the Lord saved and, were delivered through the chariots. So let's say we land in South America and it's in Brazil, all right. There might be Israelites left over there already. Now, because they have not tasted of that new covenant, but we are going to be under it, okay? Let's say they rebel against it. Let's say, because we're going to be under the new covenant. All of this, all right? Once we're in those chariots, we're going to be under the new covenant. All of this from verse 20, verse 33 to 38, all right? This is under the new covenant. But imagine if the wilderness is in South America, let's say Brazil, and there's Israelites in Brazil. Let's say the tribe of Asher is the main people in Brazil. All right. Also, there is the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, because many of them were shipped to Brazil. People always forget this, that a lot of slaves from West Africa were shipped to Brazil. All right. And the indigenous people of Brazil are Israelites from the tribe of Asher. Now, when we get there, let's just say they buck up against the new covenant. All right. Let's say they buck up against all of that the Lord has instituted. All right. Those will be rebels. We're going to have to put them to death. All right. Many of them have bones in their noses, plates in their lips. Look, let's put this tribes in the Amazon. All right, so let's just say it's in Brazil, right? All right. These are our people in Brazil, the tribe of Asher. Now, you have some of them that, because there are some that are not. There's like these real different kind of race of people that look like Mongolians, man. They look Chinese, all right? But we're not talking about them. We're talking about Israelites that are in Brazil, the tribe of Asher. Look at the way they're living. They're living as heathens. Look, walking around naked. All right. When the Portuguese, was slaughtering our people, they went into the Amazon, the woods, and they stayed there, and they keep these customs. Look at this. So when the elect touches down, all right, and let's say there's Israelites left over, okay, in South America, let's say Brazil. All right, and they don't want to get with the program. They don't want to cover themselves. The women don't want to cover their head. The men, want to eat pork and all this madness. Those will be rebels. We're gonna put them to death. All right, because your grace period will be over. We will be totally ruled under the new covenant. So the Israelites that when we touch down in the wilderness, all right, let's say there's Israelites in that place already, all right, and the Lord deems it and has made them survive all the hell that's gone through. If they buck up against this new covenant and what we're doing, we're going to put them to death, all right. So that's why it says, I will purge out from among you the rebels, because remember, our people have got different belief systems now. So let's just say they buck up against it. We're going to put them to death. Now, who's going to put them to death? Well, the Lord said that it's his elect. Because when the kingdom is established totally, what did YAHAWASHI say that we will get as a reward? Matthew 19 and 28. All right, Matthew 19, verse 28. And YAHAWASHI said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's when the kingdom is established. So who do you think is going to be purging out the rebels? Oh, we're going to allow it. One of these Israelites that are heathenistic, we're going to make them judge their fellow brother and sister. No, it's going to be those elect. That was one of the promises, that we'll be judging the world, everyone, because everyone's going to be under us. But it said that we'll sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so your grace period for sinning is over. All right, we're going to be totally under the new covenant, totally righteous. We're not going to have any tolerance. YAHAWASHI isn't going to have any tolerance for anything wicked, which is contrary to that new covenant. All right, so I hope you understand that. Okay. All right, so remember, the ones of us that get beaten up in those chariots, all right, we're good. But when we come back down to earth, before we go into our land, we're going to be in the wilderness. If there's any Israelites there and they buck up against what's going on, all right, the elect will put them to death. And that's why it says, I will purge out the rebels from among you. I will purge out from among you the rebels, all right, and them that transgress against me, all right. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel. They're going to be put to death. They won't enter into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. You see? So that's the distinction, because people think, oh, hang on, how can there be any kind of rebellion if we're perfect? Because we'll be under the new covenant. But wherever we touch down, if there's Israelites remaining and they don't want to be down with this program, we're going to have to put them to death. Okay? Because remember, the old covenant started with Moses going up and getting the stone tablets. Alright? And that stony tablets represented our stony hearts, us being stiff-necked, stubborn, and rebellious. That's going to be done away with this new covenant. Alright? So this is Ezekiel 36:26. A new heart will I give you. That's the new covenant. And a new spirit I will put within you. Alright? And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. See the stony heart? That's why the commandments, the old covenant was written on stones as a representation of us being stony hearted, stubborn, rebellious, etc. Alright? And I will give you a heart of flesh. So with this time, we're going to be made righteous. But if there's any Israelites in that wilderness, in that second wilderness, when we touch down, that are left over, and they don't want to get down this program, we're going to put them to death. The Lord's going to use the elect to put them to death. Alright, so I hope that's quite clear. And I hope that you brothers and you few sisters are edified, for this lesson. Alright. But if there's any questions, comments, you can put it on the comment board and I'll answer it, no problem. So listen, I pray that you were edified. Blessings to the elect. And to the next one, Shalom.